Hello, everyone. It's the Son of the West again. Today, I'd like to answer the long posing question of why is there so much suffering in the world? Okay, well, this is a question that has been asked since the beginning of time, yet most people feel helpless to do anything about it, so they ignore it and just try to make the best out of the world and to be happy. It's a common goal. Most people do want to just be happy. It's very simple and easy. Okay, first and foremost, suffering stems from craving. Okay, craving stems from ignorance. Ignorance stems from, and in is itself, is merely the basic programming of the lower physical material self and autopilot. So ultimately, physical desire creates selfishness, which creates suffering. And in effect, selfishness itself is simply spiritual impurity. It is this spiritual impurity that we are each on a journey to overcome. As we journey to spiritual perfection, can you not think of a better way to teach us not to be selfish? By allowing us to experience a whole lifetime in a world ruled by selfishness. Once we overcome selfishness, we can finally be born to God. We are in basically, this is the womb of God. And in this womb, selfishness is filtered out. Okay, so to overcome the world, you got to overcome selfishness. So we can finally be born to God. Think about all the bad behavior which plagues this world: greed, lust, anger, laziness, selfishness. They're all selfishness at the basic level. We are allowed to experience these behaviors firsthand so that we can fully understand why they should be avoided. Can you not understand that God has sent us on a journey to get it all out of our system? And God knows that once it is all out of our system, that we realize what that behavior creates and choose to let it all go, we will return from our journey and back to God. Hence the parable of the lost sheep. God has given us the ability to choose so that we would choose. We must choose. It's each one of us who chooses our own destiny. We must make this choice during our lives. Otherwise, when it comes time to let the world go and selfishness go, we won't understand how. When it comes time to be removed from the world of selfishness, don't selfishly fight it. The end. Fight it or not, there's nothing you can do. In the Gospel of Thomas, this understanding is written. Jesus said, Jesus said, "Whoever has something in hand will be given more, and whoever has nothing will be deprived of even the little that they have." Has nothing refers to a connection to the world of death. Will be deprived of even the little they have, will be removed from death. He's telling his true followers to use psychedelic mushrooms to detach from the world of selfishness and death. So basically, like the Gospel of Thomas, number 49, in which Jesus said, "Congratulations to those who are alone and chosen, for you will find the kingdom. You have for you have come from it, and you will return there again." Basically, we are all on a journey out of the kingdom of spiritual consciousness. It is a journey to overcome selfishness. It is selfishness itself that sent us on this journey. And once we do complete our journey and overcome selfishness, we return back to spiritual consciousness. Hence, come from and return there too. So basically, selfishness is a poison which causes spiritual unconsciousness. God has created an antidote for this poison, which helps us overcome the selfishness. But it is a two-part antidote. It can help, but the other part is your own free will. To understand that the world we currently dwell in is selfishness and death itself. Yes, everything about it, the bad, the good, all of it is death. And to understand the concept of free will is to choose or have a choice, is to understand how the antidote itself works. My understanding is psychedelic mushrooms separate you from the world of selfishness temporarily, so that you can experience the choice. And in experience the choice, this is where many people have a terrifying experience, what they call a bad trip. Uh, but once you are separate, you must choose to let go completely, or you will be returned to the world of death. And as you begin to experience being returned to the world, that's when you begin to understand the nature of the bad trip. So, God will allow us to remain here in death if we choose to, because God truly loves us so much that He will not take from us that which we have not or will not let go. This includes death itself. This is where the choice comes in. As I said before, psilocybin mushrooms are one part of a two-part path to salvation. They show us the concept of reincarnation. If during your life you've managed to overcome selfishness and found truth and let go of all worldly desires, then the cycle of reincarnation will be broken and you will not come back to the world. You will be removed from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Although if you still desire to be in the world, for any reason, as your old body fails, you will awaken momentarily spiritually, but your selfish worldly desires will cause you to fall unconscious again, and you will come back to the world again to do it all over again, with the ultimate goal of getting it all out of your system. It all comes down to a choice that in itself is the concept of free will. So the entheogenic psilocybin mushroom is a tool which separates you from your body and the world, but it can only take you to the gate. From there you must choose to let go and walk through, which is in itself a leap of faith. So basically, returning to my original understanding, there is too much suffering in the world because there is too much selfishness in the world. It was designed this way, to create selfless children for God. Remember, once you graduate the world, you're selfless, you're perfect. You are at that point born to God. That is where the whole idea of going to heaven comes from. Remember, we are all potentially God's children. We only need to spiritually mature by overcoming selfishness in order to become perfect and be born. The strong will stand, the weak will fall by the wayside, and the meek will inherit the earth. If I told you that I was your Savior, would you listen to what I had to say? Or would you just laugh and dismiss me as some wacko? What if I told you that I've come to understand all things, and I only want to help you realize what I already know, to share my wealth of knowledge with you? What if I told you that before you could understand the explanation, you must first participate in an awakening ritual that has been revealed to me as the same ritual of the Last Supper of Christ and the Apostles? And it was also used by Mayans in the coronation of their rulers, and by Moses as he was guarding the flock on top of the mountain. What if I told you I found a truth that cannot simply be told? Would you allow me to share with you the keys of knowledge so that you too can find the truth within? You must seek for yourself the inner truth. Nobody can give this to you, but it is within you. All you need to know how to do is shut down the organic thinking mind so that you can focus on it, because the organic thinking mind is a constant distractor. It will constantly distract you with worldly desire. So only through overcoming that can you begin to overcome selfishness. That's why most people have a hard time, is because they can't let go. That's the hardest part, is letting go. but it is so important, and it is the greatest thing you'll ever experience in your entire life. To be freed from your worldly desires is to be freed from suffering. And to be freed from your worldly desires, you are in effect freed from selfishness. And it's not something that somebody can do for you. It's something that you need to let go of on your own. And once you truly realize this, you will understand who you are, and you will understand who I am, and you will understand who we all are, potentially. So all you need to do is let go and wake up. I hope you found this informative. The true psychedelic experience is a gift which allows us to awaken from the world. Good luck, brothers and sisters. I hope this has sunk home to you. I hope you have found this message informative. I welcome your comments. Please let me know if you feel like I'm wrong or I'm right. This will help me to help others. Thank you so much.